Hiya, folks. This is meteorologist Don Paul on Don Paul Weather Plus, my YouTube channel. As always, please hit the subscribe button under the video. This video is taken near Durham, North Carolina, and you see that yellowish tint to the sky and the horizon? That is pollen. And obviously, the pollen count at Durham, North Carolina, when this footage was shot, is a heck of a lot higher than anything we experience around here. But many of you, including me, already know that grass pollens are out there. And we're going to keep this YouTube episode, pretty tight because there isn't that much to be said for those of us who don't suffer from acute pollen allergies, but are at the annoyance level. And right now, there is no local pollen count taken here in Western New York. In the past, there have been hospitals which took the trouble to put out a slide with something like Vaseline to capture the pollen grains and then do a count. But in general, we haven't had a local pollen count for quite some time. However, there is one of a number of websites, one that I reference. It is free, so this is a plug, but the only money they get is, I guess, from viewing the ads on their site, pollen.com. And it's not a bad one at all. What they employ are experts in the fields of agronomy and plant physiology, and they also consult allergists, immunologists, and they estimate the pollen count in our region based on the known history of what plants are emitting pollen grains into the atmosphere right now. And they estimate a pollen count. They also take into account weather. And for example, yesterday, Sunday, they were showing a medium pollen count for our part of Western New York. Someone like me might say medium because my allergies were bad, but I had a dopey reason for my allergies being bad. I took about a 20-mile bike ride, and my eyeballs captured lots and lots of grass pollen grains. There's a certain grass that flowers at this time of the year and gets me for 5 to 7, 6 to 8 weeks, and then it's gone. That's my only real allergy. Today they're forecasting a low to medium pollen count, and I would guesstimate that is based on expected scattered showers. Now, we've had a few light showers across the region. Showers, and especially steady rain, literally knock a lot of the pollen out of the air. So if we were expecting a real soaking widespread rain, this number would be even lower. So this isn't a bad site for you to access. And as I said, it's free. It's pollen.com. And they also tell you what are the top allergens in our part of the country. This will change later in the summer. You'll see ragweed showing up. Grasses are a common allergen to a lot of people. And plantain plants, dock. A lot of people assume that loads of us are allergic to cottonwood because of those floating cottony seeds that are out there now. There are some people allergic to cottonwood, but it's not the fluffy part of the seed. It's the pollen from the cottonwood plant, which is being given off at the same time. So the health tips in managing your allergens, not to insult anybody's intelligence, is if you really don't know which antihistamine you can try out, OTC, over the counter first, free help. I say this so many times. I'm broadening the workload on the pharmacists, since the pharmacists have a very expert body of knowledge on which over-the-counter antihistamines are out there, which are more cost-effective, and different antihistamines work for different people. One that I use, and it's not doing that good a job for me today because I got such a pollen overdose yesterday on my long bike ride, but it usually does, is loratadine, which is a 24-hour tablet, and it's low cost. It's available in just about any drugstore or supermarket, and it is the generic version of the more expensive but identical antihistamine Claritin, which had its patent protection, I guess, end at some point. So now lots of companies are able to put it out as loratadine. And cheapskate that I am, of course, that's what I get. There are other antihistamines over the counter that last 4 hours, and I'm not going to try to pronounce them off the top of my head, but your pharmacist can tell you which ones are worth trying. And there are antihistamines that antihistamines generally are not a big deal in keeping you groggy or wiring you, although Benadryl, diphenhydramine, for some people can have one or the other reaction. And that's a very low cost antihistamine, but some people become very sleepy when they take Benadryl. So you can try it in the evening at home. But if that's its impact on you, obviously you don't want to take that before you take a drive. And for some people, it wires them a little. It's the decongestants, which often are stimulants and wire people. So those are the basics. And if you have air conditioning, and this is going to be not a hot week, but the warmest week we've had so far, and we're going to mugify a little bit Monday night with some showers and storms, the approach of a warm front, air conditioning obviously will help. And keeping the windows closed will obviously keep more pollen out of your house. Now, if we get a lot of rain over a period of time, a different allergen develops for some people, especially in damp basements, mold. And you would take antihistamines if it's not a bad mold allergy. But if you're mystified as to what's causing you to sneeze or cough or get your eyes running at different times of the year, and it's a really bad allergy, your family practice physician can refer you to an allergist, and they can do the tests to see exactly which allergens you have, should it be a really severe allergy. And of course, the other allergies we're not going to get into here are the more dangerous ones, to bees, and occasionally some people get really dangerous reactions with anaphylaxis. That's subject for another YouTube episode. So I hope you take this to heart. You're a pharmacist, and they all tell me they're happy to talk to you to help you out with which product you may want to purchase. So have a good time, and I will avoid inhaling. That's the other thing you can do. And I will talk to you real soon.